How's it going, everybody? Chris back for another edition of my Blu-ray pickups, all updated, and I got a bunch of great stuff that came in the mail and movies that I picked up in stores from the last several weeks. So let's get to it. First up is the brand new release from Olive Films, and this is the classic film from 1990 called Mermaids, which stars Cher, also the late great Bob Hoskins, Winona Ryder, and Christina Ricci in her first feature film debut. So Mermaids is the story of a family of three ladies, a mother and her two daughters, and Winona Ryder plays the eldest daughter who actually looks down at her mother, and Ryder dreams of becoming a nun so that she can live a pure and honest life, and of course Cher plays the mother who constantly moves her family around whenever she fails in a relationship until she comes across Bob Hoskins' character, in which she gives love a try once more. And it's a fine film on all accounts as both a comedy and a romantic drama. And the rift between Cher and Winona Ryder is an easy one to understand, and they both play the role brilliantly. You always get the feeling that, they're tired of one another, but the love is always present. And Hoskins is a fantastic and surprising romantic lead. He gives off a strong dominant force, but also comes across fragile. And Christina Ricci plays the youngest daughter, and it's no surprise she became a star after this movie. Also, the soundtrack helps capture the time period very well. And it's a great slice-of-life movie. So regarding the presentation, it's a soft-looking transfer for the most part, but in certain scenes it slightly becomes sharper, and colors and black lows are decent. Green was also intact, and the audio mix was good. So overall, I'm rating the picture quality a 3.5 out of 5, and the audio mix a 4. And the aspect ratio for this film is in the 1.85 format. And regarding special features, you don't get any behind-the-scenes featurettes or any commentary tracks. However, the theatrical trailer is included as well as English subtitles. So that's Mermaids, released by Olive Films, making its Blu-ray debut. Alright, so moving along, my next pickup is the brand new Ridley Scott film, All the Money in the World, which I absolutely love this film. And honestly, in my opinion, they should have given the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor to Christopher Plummer. And not just because of his age, but he just delivered an excellent performance, man, in a very short amount of time. Because as you may know, he ended up replacing Kevin Spacey after all those sexual allegations, that were on the news about him. But yeah, and another thing, Sam Rockwell, sure, it was a really nice performance, but in my opinion, for him winning the Oscar for Three Billboards, it wasn't really Oscar worthy. And the guy is going to have a great career going forward. I mean, Christopher Plummer, he's 88 years old. I mean, many people his age can't even walk, let alone talk. I mean, for him to still be alert and, like I said, give that type of performance, they should have just given him the Oscar. And I thought Jimmy Kimmel, making fun of his age at the Oscars, that he's 88 years old, it was kind of tasteless and unnecessary in my opinion. But anyway, All the Money in the World, really nice, movie about Paul Getty. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Next up is Paddington 2, which surprisingly I ended up liking a lot more than the first film. Although the first film was good, but yeah, this one is a lot better. And yeah, this is released by Warner Brothers. So got that. Also got the new Jumanji film with Dwayne Johnson and Jack Black and of course Kevin Hart. And yeah, this was really good, and I thought it was really tastefully done, the little tribute that they did for Robin Williams. And if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give it away. But yeah, really good film, and I heard they're going to do a sequel to this as well. So I'm sure that'll come out probably like in a couple years. But yeah, so that's Jumanji. I also ended up picking up 3 editions of the brand new Star Wars film, The Last Jedi. So I got the regular Blu-ray edition, also the 4K edition, as well as the exclusive from Best Buy, the Steelbook. And I really love this artwork because honestly I was a bit disappointed for the artwork that Best Buy went with for the first film from this brand new trilogy, The Force Awakens, with Kylo Ren being on there. It was just too plain and boring, so I'm really glad that they went with this one. The next film I picked up is another Christopher Plummer film, and this one is The Man Who Invented Christmas. Another wonderful performance by Plummer and the rest of the cast, and it was a nice take on the whole Mr. Scrooge story. And I especially love films that take place in, England, especially in London, just the whole vibe of the city, the whole dark and gloomy feel of it. Really tastefully done, and if you haven't seen it, give this one a try. The next movie I got is Celtic Pride, one of my favorite comedy films. Growing up in the 90s, I used to watch this one pretty often with Damon Wayans, Daniel Stern, and Dan Aykroyd. Although this transfer is pretty disappointing, it just literally looks like an up-converted DVD. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Nothing really special about this transfer, but you do get an audio commentary with the director and the theatrical trailer. Also picked up an archive collection of Lee Girls, which I guess that's how you pronounce it, Lee Girls or Liz Girls, whatever, with Gene Kelly. And I'm a sucker for musicals, from Singing in the Rain to all those other wonderful ones, and the new instant classic La La Land. So this was just another nice addition to get, and yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. So that's the artwork on that. And you do get a number of special features with this too, so if you can make it out on the video there. And I can't do a Blu-ray haul update without adding some film noirs to my collection, so I ended up getting Raw Deal, the special edition, released by Classic Films, and this is limited to only about 5,000 copies. And it has a bunch of special features as well, and it comes with a booklet. Also got The Killing, the Criterion edition, directed by the one and only Stanley Kubrick, and this is a double bill, with the second film being Killer's Kiss, with Burt Lancaster. Also got Hangover Square, classic film. It's a murder mystery from 1945, released by Kino Lorber. And I was greatly impressed with the transfer on this one. They did a nice job with the restoration, brand new 4K restoration. And you get also a couple commentary tracks and a bunch of other extra goodies. And finally, the UK edition of Downfall came in. Initially, I wasn't going to pick this up, and the reason why I got it is because I was really disappointed with the Shout Select, the US edition, because it was just heavily DNR'd. It just looks like, wax figurines, the face and whatnot, and it was just really smeared, no fine details. It's just a big disappointment. However, the supplements are great on it, but just the transfer sucked. But yeah, I'm proud to say that the transfer for this older edition, this UK edition, is a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's not as bad as the Shout Select edition. But yeah, this is the story of Hitler, the last days of Hitler. Incredible performance by the lead actor and just basically everybody involved. And of course, here is the US edition of the film. And the last film I picked up this week is the romantic comedy film Lee Weekend. It's about these seniors roaming around the streets of Paris. And honestly, there wasn't much of a story, but I'm a sucker for romantic comedy films. And, I like to watch them every so often. But the great thing about it is, you get to enjoy the sights and sounds of Paris in this film. And it also co-stars Jeff Goldblum. So that is it for this week, guys. And as usual, I appreciate you guys checking out my stuff, all my videos on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in my next update. Take care.